Instagram over there. Hello, Instagram. We're live on YouTube over here. Hello, YouTube. And I'm also live on my Facebook page, The Queen of Being Seen. Hello, hello. And live on LinkedIn. So now we've got those introductions out of the way. Now that you know that I'm going live in 4 places, let's just jump in. I'm sure that when you're feeling like you've hit a wall, that you're sick and tired of saying, oh, screw it, just do it. Or you're even more sick and tired of other people saying, just do it, just do it. And that feeling of being forced, not a good look for many of us. So today on this video, I have literally called this the words that have come out of somebody's mouth. So just do it, how to get back out there, because this person just said, I need to know, Jenny, how to do it and how to get back out there. Now, this person was talking about being out there in terms of visibility, being visible, being seen. They also, when they were having this conversation, were talking about being out there on video. But today, I'm going to answer the question that straddles both. So I'm going to talk about being visible in general. And as usual, I like to sort of segment this into the head, the heart, and the hands. So what do I mean by that? When it comes to putting yourself out there, in fact, for a lot of things that we do in life, not just visibility, when it comes to putting ourselves out there, hello. When it comes to putting ourselves out there, how we think about it, so the head comes into play, our mindset, what we've been thinking about, what's under the bonnet. Our heart is our passion, the thing that sometimes we think we're supposed to do. Other people intend stuff for us, so we do it anyway. And the hands are the actual practical, physical, well, what do I do? So in this video, I'm actually going to cover all 3 of those segments. So thank you for watching. Thank you for those of you who even watch back later and share. And if that's one of you, rather than doing hashtag replay, which kind of everybody does, put hashtag vibes. I would like to know. I am nosy by nature. You don't have to comment if it feels too out of your comfort zone. You don't even have to share, but do type in hashtag vibes. And if you're thinking, what did she just say? I will type it in if it will allow me on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So sometimes it will let me post in some places. So yes, it's let me post that on the Queen of Being Seen page on Facebook, and it's let me post that over on the YouTube channel as well. So let me get into the meat and bones of this, I guess. So the first thing is, when anybody says to me any kind of thought of just do it, it's usually because somebody's forcing them into doing something, and I don't do force. And when somebody's saying, how do I get back out there? I don't do force for that either. But here's something over the years that I've realized is really, really important that goes behind this. And this equates to what's going through our head. There will be some level of, this feels tough, this feels hard, this feels challenging, this feels like too much. It would be normally something that feels a more negative emotion. And the reason for that is a lot of people that I've worked with in recent years have talked about feeling or being burnt out in the past. And I did something on this on the mini trilogy last week. So if you go and have a look, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday was about anxiety, Wednesday was about burnout, and Thursday was about overwhelm. Okay, so go and have a look back at those. But usually if something is challenging us in a way that's positive, then we do it. We're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much fun. Or, oh my goodness, this is so exciting. And we just literally hold our nose, jump in and do it. And this is coming from somebody who never puts their head underwater. So what about the scenario is challenging for you if you're looking to get back out there? So let me give you a few examples. Recently, I've been speaking to people who are really well known for what they do. They put themselves out there. They've got very established businesses, whether they've been doing it for a long time or a short time, but they will always remember a time or a point in time when they were consistently putting themselves out there. And what those people do, and you might be one of them too, is you will judge yourself around, am I like I used to be? So for you, your almost comparisonitis is you comparing yourself to a former version of you. Does that make sense? If it does, give me a thumbs up, love heart, or anything else, even if you're watching back on the replay. The reason I ask that, by the way, is I want to make sure that what I'm saying makes sense. And if it doesn't, then I can go deeper. But as nobody is saying that it isn't, I'm going to move swiftly on. And I will check comments back afterwards. So the challenge, what is the challenge about that for you? The challenge for you might be, hey, Katie, thank you for that. It does make sense. Good. So the challenge for you might be that, or it might be something else, but we all have our own challenges, even if we look to be doing the same thing. So what is it that you need? So the next piece, almost like the antidote to whatever that is that's challenging you. And for, if for some of you, it's a couple of things, write it down somewhere. I think the act of writing it down is like pulling a strand of something out of our head. It gives it room and it loses a lot of its power. But if you are challenged in some way of doing that, then here's what I recommend that you do. Think about the thing that you're doing. Think about the thing that you want to get back out there doing, put out there in the world, raise your profile around, have other people know about, and then connect back to why that work and why you. Now, for those of you that are well into your personal development, this might sound like a very overused thing to do, but there's a reason. So I'm going to get you to do it first and explain it. So put both hands on your heart. As you answer this question, think about the thing you're doing now. You want to get back out there, or you want to put it out there in the world. Why are you doing it? And why is it you? The act of doing this will help you to connect with yourself. Even when I do this on a live video, I literally want to close my eyes and think back to the moment where I decided I want to help people to be more visible. I want to help them to put themselves out in the world, and why it's such an important thing for me to do. And I'll explain. When you put your hand on your heart like this, you really connect to you. You really connect to you. If any of you are trauma-informed coaches, I almost want to say trauma-informed coaches for my American friends, you'll know how this affects the nervous system positively. So putting your hand on your heart in this way is a really important thing. It's just for you. I'm not asking you to put it on camera and film it and tag me in it or anything like that. Although if you really want to, you can. But it gets you back to that moment. So when I do that and I ask myself this is why I've been able to be consistent for years, since 2010. I haven't disappeared off anywhere. I haven't changed anything. The reason that I do this work, this visibility work, is because I know that there are hundreds and millions and billions of people on the planet that just want to share their work from a deeply authentic and real place. And sometimes, not all of them, but sometimes some of you feel like you can't, or you're not allowed to, and you feel maybe dismissed in some way. Sometimes what you do matters, but people give you the impression that it doesn't. That is why I do what I do for you. I'm not the visibility specialist that puts myself out there because I'm like, me. I don't care if I have to sit under this desk for the rest of my life and help you to be visible. And when I connect to that, I can't not show up. I can't not go and speak about this topic. I can't not go into a company and really revive and revitalize the employees. I can't not come and be of service to you. And, for me, yes, I've got products and programs, and yes, I welcome people in with open arms to that. But ultimately, the reason that I'm even doing these 365 days is because I want you to know how much your voice matters. And for some of you, the extra layer of that is that you've been through the most incredible, sometimes most painful things. And when you have been through some of those most painful things, your qualification for doing the work that you do are those traumas, Are those sort of like really bad experiences that you've lived through, are your lived experiences? Yes, you may have gone on to study or learn and develop or be constantly developing now, but you have every single right to put yourself out there. Now, what's interesting about this topic is people often think this is for the entrepreneurial types and not for people in businesses. But you know what? I've worked with execs that have started from the post room. Remember those back in the day? Have started from the post room and have worked their way up to being, the managing director of the company, the CEO. I've worked with people who have had the sort of lives that maybe they were told at school, you're not going to amount to anything. And they've managed to pull through and put themselves in a place where they're able to help sometimes thousands and thousands of people. So when I say I feel that your voice matters, I feel that what you've got to share is important, I really feel this for you. I really feel this for you. So even if you have to have my voice in your head saying, Jenny said my voice matters, so I'm going to do this, then be unapologetic, go out and do the thing. Don't harm people in the process. Look after yourself as you do it. Some of you do some work which requires you. I sometimes look at some of the things that my clients do and I don't know how they do it. You do work that requires you to go inwards, look after yourself, go outwards and have people do the thing that you need to do. So that's what I wanted to share. What's the time? I'm going to share a couple of other things. So I feel like I don't want to starve you from the other things. The other thing, if you think about it from a heart point of view, you've connected now to your big why, to your vision, to your mission. For some of you, that just serves as a reconnection. I literally reconnected live in front of you. And remember that I'm also streaming this to LinkedIn. So all of those execs, all of those HR directors, anyone that's wondering whether they should hire me to speak, are seeing my heart. That feels quite vulnerable to share, but also important to share too. So the practical stuff of this, one of the discussions I've had recently with a small group of people who are amazing people is that sometimes when we feel ourselves being stuck with putting ourselves out there, thank you, Katie. I've got my laptop here and my phone there and I can see your comments. Love what you're saying. Thank you. I appreciate that, because if you love what I'm saying, I think you have this in you too, for sure. For sure. So one of the things that also can be happening, and having done this for 14 years, I'm going into my 15th year, I have had many evolutions as I've gone through. I've seen clients have many evolutions. I've seen companies have many evolutions. This is why people work in jobs and they leave and go to another company. Sometimes it's not the company's bad. They've evolved. They've grown into somebody else. So a question for you. This is good if you're into journaling or self-reflection of some way, because it's great for going for your goals, whether they're for yourself or for other people. And that is, ask yourself, is it possible that the reason you're experiencing this kind of putting myself out there, oh, I need to get back on the wagon, is that you're evolving? Simply, is it that? Is it that you're evolving? So I realise every time I flick down my lid, you'll see my lap while I read the comments. So it could be that you're evolving too. And that's okay, because in the thing or things that you do, you can take that evolution with you. You might just need a moment to sit back, relax and think. It's if you disappear for like years on end and like countless months on end, all that does is those people that you're speaking to, it just has them say, where are you? Where are you? And this isn't from a screw it, just do it, jump in and kind of pulverize your message point of view. This is people that like what you do and need you. Now, the thing that people often don't think about, they get caught up in the likes and the shares and everything else, is that they think because their stuff hasn't gone viral, they haven't had loads of clicks, they haven't had loads of likes and shares, they think that the reason for that is because what they're doing isn't important. And that's actually not true. If there's anything to remember from what I'm speaking about now, is think about this. People are always watching you. People are always watching you. Whether they comment, whether they share, they're always watching you. So how you show up or not is the part that becomes important. The other thing, and I went through an iteration of this about a couple of years ago as we were coming out of the end of the pandemic, and it's looking at who you become in the process of your evolution. And that evolution could be over a month. It could be something life-changing. I did some identity work with a wonderful woman called Melanie Ann Layer. And as I was going through that identity work, I realized I was stripping back old identities that I didn't need and embracing new ones. So as I did that, I realized there were two things going on. I was becoming somebody else, and there was the other person I'd become. And I just need to give a shout out to the wonderful John Hasty, who's given me a thumbs up on LinkedIn. Hello, John. It's so great to see you. I feel like I should do our special. We've got a secret sound that we do when we connect. So who are you becoming, or who have you become? And is it possible that you are evolving? Because we always evolve. So, really take that to heart. So here's a couple of things that you can do. If you find yourself saying, oh, I haven't put myself out there for a long time, have a look at what your best medium is. I talk about the stage, the page, and the screen. So some of you love doing videos and live streams. Some of you don't. Some of you love writing. Some of you don't. Some of you love public speaking, and some of you don't. Look at, out of those three, which is the one that you're quite comfortable with. You can throw yourself into it without thinking too much, without feeling stressed. It's easy for you. And if it's all three of them, then brilliant. They're mine too, although I'd say that writing sometimes ranks underneath. Whichever one feels easy for you to do right now, go and do it too. Just go out there and do it. Even if you haven't done it for a while, don't let the I haven't been out there become a thing. Put your hand on your heart, close your eyes, connect with why you, and why you originally wanted to do this thing that you do. And by the way, that you do so well too. And when you get back to that place, there'll be some guidance. Now, people say, Jenny, what shall I say? Think about this. Your people that you can serve in the highest way through the thing or the things that you do. So I just moved off camera there for Instagram. Sorry about that. They will be thinking about something. They will be curious about something. They might be worried about something. They might be excited about something. They might be aspiring to something. They're your people. You know who they are. You know what they do. Sorry, my friend just tried to phone me then. You know who they are. You know what they do. And because of that, think about one of those things and either write something to them, record a video just for that person, or arrange a talk and speak to those group of people too. Even if you've got one or two people in the audience, just go ahead and get yourself out there and do the next step that's the easiest thing for you. It could be a post on social media. It could be a blog on your website or Substack. I've just joined Substack and trying to figure all of that out. It could be a quick 90-second video, 60-second video. It could be that you write a talk and you get a few people together. You deliver it online even. You don't even have to rent a room. So have a look at one of those things and put it out there in the world for them. That's it for now. This is day 56 of 365 days of either lives or videos. And this is now the second time that I'm doing this. So I really am a glutton for punishment. However, I enjoyed my first year of doing this. So I wanted to do this again too. Why? Because I said it before, your voice matters. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting, shouting you out, Catherine, shouting you out, Katie, shouting you out, John. And for those of you who are watching but maybe too shy to type, that's okay too. I'll be back again tomorrow. And if you want to see what I said about visibility and anxiety, or visibility and burnout, or visibility and overwhelm, probably find me easiest on YouTube. But if you're on whichever platform you're watching this from, you'll find it from last week too. Thank you so much. And to my lovely friend John Hasty, who's based out in America, I'm going to sign off and say bye for now.